Hey, what's up, everyone? Jasper Gonzo here. Another episode of What's Next. We are going to dive in this video into the world of comics. Now, as everyone knows, the comic book industry has taken a massive hit, especially regarding COVID in 2020 and, of course, in 2021. A number of retailers, percentages I've heard as low as 25%, up to 35, even 40% of local retailers are not coming back due to draconian restrictions, even though in most states, all of them have been lifted to some degree, even California staying. But they're on the comeback with the lockdowns. But we're not going to concentrate so much on that. We're going to concentrate on the comic side in regards to inserting political correctness, i.e. wokeness, yes, that dreaded, cancerous word, into comic books, and why one iconic writer, artist, Chuck Dixon, thinks it's garbage. Let's take a look. This comes out of Bounding Into Comics. Prolific Batman writer Chuck Dixon explains why politics do not belong in superhero comics. Prolific Batman writer and the creator of villain Bane, Chuck Dixon, recently explained why politics do not belong in superhero comics. Dixon shared his thoughts in his most recent episode of Ask Chuck Dixon, where he was asked by Chris Cueva, "Are you against politics in comics completely?" Dixon answered, "Absolutely not. I've written political books. I did The Forgotten Man, a history of the Great Depression, adapting Amity Shale's epic history of some of the darkest years in American history." He continued, "I don't think it's political, but it's because it's seen to have a conservative viewpoint. It's very down on the New Deal, which I don't think history is going to judge well in the end. So I've done that." Quote, "Clinton Cash is a far more political book, an adaptation of Peter Schweitzer's exposure of Bill and Hillary Clinton's rather tawdry work with their foundation and how basically they used it to enrich themselves. Shocker. It's purely political. So I'm not against politics in comics. I'm against anybody's politics in comics," he detailed. Very well put. You can see there, Clinton Cash, of course, they made out like bandits and screwed everybody over. Dixon then went on to discuss that he read Spain Rodriguez's Trashman series. He said, "Back in the underground days, I used to read Trashman by Spain Rodriguez. It basically calls for Marxist revolution in the United States, bloody Marxist revolution. It's very anti-American, very anti-white when you get right down to it." He elaborated. Damn, wow. "I dug the energy of it. I didn't believe any of it. I didn't agree with any of it. But I certainly respected Spain Rodriguez's right to make any comic book he wants." Cover of Trashman. Dixon then transitioned to explain why he believes politics don't belong in superhero comics. He explained, "My problem with politics in comics is that when you mix it with mainstream comics, when superheroes take a side, decide they're Democrat or Republican, and 99.99% of the time they are going to side with the Democrat. True. Where one person is seen as a hero and the other one is seen as an ogre or coward or whatever, depending on their party line." Quote, "Now, like the old Mad magazine, if comics were to either elevate or mock each president with the same severity to the same level, I'd be fine with it. But this is politics, being put in a place it doesn't belong. Politics does not belong in superhero comics." As you can see, they even put Orange Man Bad as an evil ogre in the comics. And that was Spider-Gwen #1. He then asserted, "I've said it before. I've said it again. I'm a comics fan. You're a comics fan. But let's face it, these characters were created to entertain children. They were meant to be political. They were never meant to be political. They were never meant to be literature. They were never meant to be meaningful. They were just meant to be a good, solid American red-blooded entertainment. Oh, American red-blooded entertainment, a dying art. And putting politics into it ruins everything. If you made a political kung fu movie, I would say the same thing. Get off of it. Stop doing that, he concluded. My thoughts. Chuck Dixon is 1,000% correct. When you decide to insert your ideology into comics, whether it be left, whether it be right, or whether it be center, it does not belong. Politics, not a problem in comics, because politics has been discussed in comics since Captain America punched Hitler in the face. So let's get off of that. But when you insert political correctness, now, i.e. wokeism, is now when you have the problem. When you insert your ideology, when you are writing the comic, when you are not the illustration, when you are writing the book, and your manager allows you to go forth with it instead of basically saying, wait, don't put your politics into it. Don't suspect what side of the aisle he's on. Just write it the way we discussed it in the boardroom. No. I've got to insert my politics. I got to have my representation. I got to have my identity. I got to have my diversity. I got to have my stunning and braveness. That is when you f it all up. It's when it gets all fucked up. It does. I hate to say that, but it's true. We've seen it. We've just seen it recently when DC decided to make Tim Drake the gayness. And how's that going to go well in comic book retailers? How's that going to sell comic book retailers? It's not. Just like Iceman tanked, because every episode of Iceman is, hey, look at me, I'm Bobby Drake, and I'm gay. They continue down this stupidity and this nonsense. We've seen sprinkles of it in the movies. We've seen sprinkles of it in the MCU. Sadly, we saw it in Wonder Woman 84, where you had this nonsense, this garbage being spewed all over the stuff that we just call entertainment. We just want to be entertained. We don't want to be lectured to. We don't want to be hit over the head with your political ideology. Chuck Dixon is 1,000% correct. It does not belong in our comic books. And you wonder why, again, anime is whooping the American comics ass, because they don't put their politics in it. They have separate sections when it comes to their anime that is gay themed, that is superhero themed, that is sports themed. It's not about politics for them. It's about, okay, this group is going to read this group is going to read that, this group is going to read the other. And that's why manga is dominating the American comic scene. And it's pretty damn well written too. But love you, Chuck. Keep doing what you're doing. And with that being said, I'm Jasper Gonzo. This is What's Next. I want to see more just like this. Please leave a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.